I'm not a thoroughbred recruiter, as most of my peers in industry. Actually, the first chapter of my career was on the client side of the table. So I think that those days from being group operations director in a large telco and being VP of sales for a global software organisation give me fantastic insight for the current chapter of my career, which is obviously all around recruitment. So Redholt is carved out with that understanding of what it's like to be a client as the nucleus really of our identity. The methodology of Redholt is something that accelerates clients' processes, the way that we identify candidates for the kind of roles that our clients offer to us is quite unique, I think, but it's actually the spectrum of different technologies that we use to identify those candidates and then move them through to the crystallisation of an offer and a process that I think really makes us quite compelling for our clients. So we'd used some alternative technologies in exactly the same space as JobAdder. We'd found that they were very clunky. We'd found that their usability didn't suit the speed at which we like to move for our candidates and our clients. And we wanted something that really aligned with how digitally enabled we are. So that comes down to creation of video content. It comes down to how animated you are on the user interface. It comes down to how pertinent the metrics are that you can actually judge your business by in real time. So for us, it wasn't necessarily that there was a problem, but what we really wanted to do was get way ahead of our competition as quickly as we can and as definitively as we possibly could. And we saw JobAdder as a massive component to enable us to do that. Implementing JobAdder has really allowed us to get a spine to the infrastructure side of our business that matches our personality in the market. So that personality is we're very crisp, we're very professional, we're defined about how we do things and what we do, and there's a strong sense of purpose. JobAdder really matches that really well, number one for my consultants, because they know exactly what they're doing, what they need to do, when they need to do it, and then what the next step will be. We can all see that from a collective perspective on all of our roles globally. And from a candidate and client perspective, we love things like the online submission. It allows our clients to interact with that technology spine of our business in a way that we couldn't see any other system would. Fantastic. I often think that when I look at certain situations that either I'm in personally or that the business is in, and I compare them to other situations that everybody knows about, such as going to a restaurant, staying at a hotel, something like that. If JobAdder were a restaurant, I think that the service we got was absolutely exemplary right from the initial outset, and the way that we were sat at the table and then the dish that we got served was exemplary. JobAdder is not only a platform for now that has allowed us to take a step into our third year of trading with a real confidence about our infrastructure, but more importantly, we see it as something that we can grow with. So I don't need to worry about infrastructure anymore. I can build everything around JobAdder, the way that I track what's going on in the business, the way that I look at the commercial metrics for the business, the way that I help my staff to improve by looking at the nuances of their own performance metrics means that we can become absolute star performers all the way across the business. And I don't need to worry about that sort of stuff anymore. I know that they can do that for themselves using JobAdder. Fantastic, I think that the guys have found that the JobAdder mobile app is not only informative and in a digitally enabled world where everybody wants everything done in accelerated timescales, it's important that they're able to do that either using the voice note, dictation facility that is available throughout the platform, but actually, the way that it's so user-friendly as well, and the way that people can swipe left or swipe right on certain aspects of the platform makes it fun to interact with as well. And that actually, I think, is where you get traction in the use of an application to become part of the day-to-day fabric of your operating procedures in a business. It has meant that doing procedural things that are so important to the governance of the business is no longer a chore. The guys love using JobAdder. And when the guys love using JobAdder, they take to it, and the complexion of day-to-day procedural things is dramatically different to the way that people feel about having to do a chore. They like using JobAdder, and we all use it wherever we are, with the mobile app, on our laptops, in the office. So I think that has really changed the way that we work, as well as the access through PowerAdder that we've now got to manipulate and interrogate data and analytics as well.